Hey guys, so today we'll talk about something that I'm sure you've heard about recently, NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens. Fungible. What does that mean? Well, fungible means able to be copied or replaceable. So obviously a non-fungible token is something that can be copied or reproduced in any way, right? So an NFT is a piece of information stored on a blockchain. And why is that important? So let's take a step back and take a look at what is a blockchain. Without getting into any of the complex mathematics, in simple terms, the way it works now, for example, with a bank, is all the information of all the transaction is stored on one piece of paper that the bank writes down with a pencil. And if somebody were to get a hold of that notebook, they could erase some of those transactions and write new ones with a pencil. Of course, it's not with a pencil, but just as an explanation. So what a blockchain is, instead of one person having that notebook and a piece of paper with a pencil, everybody has that notebook and everybody has the same transactions written down. So if you want to hack somebody or if you want to steal or change some information, you have to erase everybody's notebook, which is just physically impossible. So that's why blockchains are very important. So really the first time that it took off, in my opinion, was with CryptoKitties back in 2017. And all it really was is just a unique picture of a cat that had different whiskers or a different color tail or just different characteristics, and it was yours, it was unique. A lot of people ask, myself including, why is that worth money? If you can just do Control-C, Control-V and have exactly the same image, why is this one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, for example, and this one worth nothing? Well, this is really a philosophical concept, and it all comes back to having the original or having the only thing. So why is the Mona Lisa or an original Picasso worth so much money if you can just take a picture of it, print it out, and have the same thing? Or if you can get a really talented artist to recreate it, it'll look exactly the same. And a lot of the time it even fools art collectors and professionals, but only the original is worth money. Why is that? Well, that's just because we're people, and when we have money to spend, we want to be the only ones who have something. And it's the same thing with NFTs. It's like the Monet of the 21st century. You want the original, even if you can get the recreation. So some people think that NFTs took off in the past couple years due to the lockdown culture that we had. Because before, we all used to go out in public and touch each other and touch the art, but now we can't do that. But people still want to spend money, people still want to have the originals, people still want to interact with art. So they just now do it in a digital way. What do you guys think? Does that make sense? So believe it or not, the most expensive art piece by a living artist today is actually an NFT. It was by Mike Winkelmann, otherwise known as Beeple, and it was his Everyday series, which sold for $69 million. Pretty insane, right? Now, my personal favorite example of an NFT that sold recently is the Favorite 9 cat. You guys remember that thing? It's amazing. And it sold for a whopping $580,000. Now, another one which I thought was pretty ridiculous because it got taken off of YouTube of all places is Charlie Bit My Finger. Do you guys remember that too from what, I think 2008, 9, 10, 11? I don't know, correct me in the comments, whatever year it was. And that sold for $761,000. And really the most ridiculous one in my opinion is the Gucci Snapchat ghost, which sold for $3,600. Come on guys, who's paying for that? Seriously, come on. Now, it's important to mention the carbon footprint that NFTs and the blockchain system as a whole has on the planet. The way that it works is that all the computers that are participating in the mining process are competing to solve a certain problem. And once they do, only one of those computers gets the cryptocurrency, whatever it may be, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. And because all these computers are competing, they're using a whole lot of power. And just on the Ethereum blockchain alone, it uses 31 terawatt hours of energy, of electricity every year. And that's as much as the country of Nigeria, which has 200 million people. 200 million, 31 terawatt hours. Better water those trees, kids. You're not gonna have them for long. Maybe one of you can make an NFT of this and sell it and pay for your college tuition. All kidding aside, I hope you guys like this video. I hope NFTs now make sense. Check out our other videos. Click like, click subscribe, and stay geekly, my friends.